Hey guys, it's been a while since my last upload. I don't usually do the YouTube thing outside of Eastside Music Supply or Schematic Studio related content. But enough of you have reached out and asked me about my home rig for me to feel like I should probably do an update video. So that's what this is going to be. I did move recently, so this is my more permanent residence. So I was able to actually sit here and take my time and try to get rigged up right so I can get to work quickly every day and I'm all about efficiency when it comes to this stuff. I'm a pretty big nerd about it. So I thought I'd do a little update video, and I will do one on the Neotech at the studio. That seemed to be what many of you were asking the most about. So I will go there and return. And I've just been working there, so I haven't made a video, but I will do one for you guys if you would like that, and maybe just have somebody document a session so you can kind of see the workflow and how it all's working out. There was a lot of bugs over the years. It was about a year and a half ago now since we finished that install. So I will definitely make a video because there is a lot going on with that setup. Anyways, no more talky about other things. Let's get into the home rig. And here it is. This is the epitome of a bedroom studio. It literally is my bedroom. Hey, we didn't have enough rooms for me to do both, so I had to make it work. We do what we can. I do love it in here though. It is very cozy. I usually have that curtain closed when I'm working, but I wanted to let some light in here today. It is snowing today, so this was the perfect opportunity for me to finally do this little update. Anyways, here we are. I guess I'll just go through some stuff. I do a lot of writing for my own stuff here. I also make all of my Eastside Music Supply videos here, as well as a lot of mixing. I've been mixing at the studio quite a bit lately as well on the Neotech. I'll do a separate video on that, but for now, let's focus on where we are. On the drums, I have a M380 on the kick, a Beta 98 on the snare. I couldn't remember the number on that. It's just because it's small and it stays out of the way and I can move it around easy. And pretty simple setup here since it is a bedroom. Just an overhead mic here, mono tube. This is the WA-47. Really like that mic. So yeah, that's it for drums. Just keeping it simple. Got some pedals over there and got my sparkling water. And over here we have some drum machines. The 808 inspired Behringer RD8, the Roland CR8000 classic. We got my RNDI stereo. I run these amp modulars from UA into it. I got my Marshall and I got my Vox. And when I want to use a real amp, I got my 60s Champ with the brown box, a little Shields blender action, Mellotron Micro, Ableton Push 2 controller for the times I actually use Ableton, which has not been that much lately. But I do want to get back into it. There's my Jazzmaster. That is my bass pedal board. Got some of my faves on there. But that is my bass rig. No amp. We are at the house, so bass rig is probably not good for neighbors. And these drums are not that loud either, so haven't had any complaints yet. Got some of my all-time favorites. We got the Meatball, Cheese Source. We got a Klon there, Brass Master. I use that on bass 90% of the time. H90, which is returning to its own channel right there. We got some controllers. I'm doing this quick, so if you guys have any questions, I can break down any specific piece of gear that you have some questions or general inquiries about, and maybe I'll do a video on that specific item itself. We got a UC1, we got the UF1 and the UF8, so that's, this helps me kind of get that analog workflow in the box, which is nice for speed. Just putting SSL on everything, and that does most of the work for you. My 500 series, we got some Helios EQs, Pultex, stereo SSL G comp, and the dual Vandegraaff from Shadow Hills. Now, the way I have all that configured, I'm just going straight into the nitty gritty here, guys. Hope you don't mind. is I have inserts when these are in analog mode on this Cranbourne, sorry, I forgot, Cranbourne rack. You can run each slot either ADAT or analog, which is lovely. So if I'm in the box and I just want to do a hardware insert or send something out and just record a pass with one of these modules applied to the signal, I can switch it to ADAT mode and I don't have to use any of my analog outputs on the Apollo X4 there. So that's wonderful. But when I'm just using the mixer, which is this SSL Big 6, focus, there we go. I have those set to analog mode. So I have them as inserts here. We got our Helios on channel 3 and 4. I can do some drums most of the time and run it through this Dynamite from Valley People. Great vintage compressor, gate, expander. Really, really huge drum sounds with that. We got the SSL Fusion there. So how I have the modules configured, as you see, we only have the Helios returning to 1 and 2 here as an insert. On the rest of those modules, we have them on our master insert here. So first it hits the SSL 4000, then it goes to the Pultex. It's kind of the same chain I did in the box, but now I can do the hardware version. And then it hits the Fusion and then back in. Now the Fusion has its own insert. So whenever I have this insert on the Fusion applied, that gives me my Shadow Hills. So that's kind of my last, I'm using that kind of as the classic Shadow Hills mastering compressor. It's just that last little kiss at maybe a dB or 2 at max, but the Shadow Hills itself just adds so much weight. It just makes everything sound a little more full and filled out, but without having to slam it. It just adds some beef to it, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that is the contents of my desk. We got pedals, we got an Apollo, we got SSL controllers for in the box SSL, and then everything that you see instrument-wise is just set up right here on the SSL via my floor box, the Proco SMA. It's 8 input. Anytime I need to record anything, it goes into there. Now, if I'm doing guitar, that is not the amp. If I'm using one of these UA amps, I will hit my Rupert Neve that has XLR out, and still I can just use this. I don't have to have cables all over the place, which is lovely. I don't know why it took me so long to finally get one of those for my home rig, but that was a sort of recent little purchase that is just worth its weight in gold. Keeps things organized, and you can leave everything plugged in, which is great. So my first send on the Big 6 returns to, I'm sending out to some pedals. And how I'm doing that is I'm running out of the SSL into the radial reamp box, the EXTC, or XTC, I think is how they say it, reamp box. So this is designed to send line level signal out through the box, and it goes to instrument level again, so that the pedals don't overload. And then it does the opposite on the way back in. So it just takes care of all that. You know, you could run a couple DIs in reverse, so to speak, and kind of do the same thing, but these are just super handy, and they sound great. Got space echo down here. We got more pedals. So that pedal send, not to get too far from the topic, is going to this setup here. I had a table over there before the drums were here, but it took up too much room, and I said, why don't I just run some Velcro across down here? And this real estate was not being utilized, so now it's just super convenient because I can just reach under here and turn on what I want and twist knobs while I'm recording, and I'm still in my sweet spot. So that was a pretty fun little project one night. So we got the plasma, we got the Chase Bliss and Benson preamp. Great pedal, does tons of stuff. The Mood, the UA Golden and Starlight, and that's kind of my always chain, and I'll swap stuff out here and there when I'm auditioning a new pedal or something, or I will unplug from here and plug into one of my pedal boards. But I usually use these on the way in. These are kind of my grab and go boards if I'm playing with somebody else, or if I want to run up to the studio and take a little pedal board with me to record there. I kind of use these as my guitar board. This is my little mini rig here. Jex Tellez, Dizzy Tone, Demeter Tremulator, Hotcake, DD3, Honeybee, Astra for all my modulation, and Stereo Memory Man Hazarai, one of my all-time favorite pedals. And over here we got the Goodwood interfacer acting as a junction box, Proco Rat, the Loomer from Keeley, kind of a My Bloody Valentine inspired pedal with a big muff and a couple rack units built in. KTR, Aqueduct, H9 Dark, Memory Man, one of my other all-time faves. Elastic Mattress. That's the Past Effects version of the Electric Mistress, if you haven't guessed. We got a G7, a Bubbletron from Keeley, and a DL4 with some mods. I love that board. I can do anything with it, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And finally, the Fuji camera over here. We got a 421 and my baby, my 70s Rick bass. Absolutely love it. That's the only bass I own. It gets the job done for me. And some more pedals up there, old Big Muff, etc., etc. So I think most of you had questions about wiring and rigging things up, and feel free to let me know if you have any, and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. And if you guys need any recording or mixing done here in Nashville, just let me know, and I'd be happy to help you with your next project. Also, if you have a studio that you need to set up and you need some advice, feel free to reach out. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Hope you enjoyed it.